Hello, Cryptowisers. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Milton, and I will be your captain for this episode. I want to thank everyone for their feedback on my first Milties mini episode. That was this one here. 1 inch on BSC. It is a mini 6-minute episode and really appreciated the feedback. Marvin and I will definitely do more minis in the future as well as some mediums and continue to do our longer deep dives. Now, since we've been talking about Binance Smart Chain all the way back to the beginning of February, it seems like you Cryptowisers just can't get enough of content on BSC. And since we have been covering a lot of BSC projects, we get a lot of comments like this one from Crypto Howd. BakeSwap? Or Serapis, come on, check Bake. Or Mark Anthony, BakerySwap, Bake. Clearly, a lot of you Cryptowisers want us to talk about BakerySwap. And so you ask and we deliver. In today's episode, that is exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to take a look at BakerySwap, a DEX on Binance Smart Chain, one we have not talked about yet on the channel. And since so many Cryptowisers were asking for a video on BakerySwap, I reached out to the team and I want to thank the team because they are sponsoring today's video. I've been using the BakerySwap platform for about a week now, checking it out, looking at all the features, and we will be going through all of them with you on today's video. But before we do, I wanted to make sure you guys know this. Speaking about comments, there have been scammers out there replying to you guys in our comments as us. The way you know it is us replying to you, for example, like this one here, when it says Cryptowise, it has the color around it. Mine is gray, but I think it can be different colors. But if it's just the words without the colors, that's not us. Just make sure you guys know that. And of course, we will never ask for money from you. We will never ask for your personal information. Do not give that out. Please beware. Stay safe, Cryptowisers. Never, never, never send out your information to someone you think is us. Okay, with that warning out of the way, it's time to get into this highly anticipated, highly asked for deep dive into BakerySwap. You know what to do, Cryptowisers. Buckle up, because this is going to be another exciting episode of Cryptowise. All right, Cryptowisers, let's get into this. So it has been a rough few days for the Binance Smart Chain. Obviously, we saw it go parabolic the last couple of weeks, and now over the last few days, it's been rough waters, but not anything I am too worried about. I still think most of the energy right now in crypto is leaning towards BSC. And as we all know, we've talked about it on the channel many times, the big DEX right now in BSC is, of course, PancakeSwap. There is no getting around it. They have $3 billion locked up right now, but they are by no means the only DEX on BSC. Actually, the very first DEX that came out on BSC is the very BakerySwap that we're talking about today. That's right, they were first. And if we look at them today, they have a very respectable almost 16 million in total liquidity locked. Now, that is only a fraction of what PancakeSwap has right now. Okay, I'm not going to pretend to you that BakerySwap is even close to PancakeSwap right now. But when you're looking for projects, obviously, one of the things you want to look for is, does this project have potential? Can it grow from where it is right now? And if we look at BakerySwap, when the big BSC pump happened, they went from about 8.9 million to a high of 22.2. It's dropped off the last few days like all the other projects as well, and now they're sitting at 16 million. So they did double from that first initial BSC pump. And of course, we will talk more about the tokenomics of Bake later in the video. But first, let's have an overview of what BakerySwap is. So like I said, it is a DEX, a decentralized exchange. So its main basic functionalities are very similar to PancakeSwap or Uniswap or SushiSwap, all the DEXs. Bakery's token is the Bake token. this is the homepage here for BakerySwap. As you can see the Bake that is in circulation here. This is the Bake balance on my wallet, which is 0 because all my Bake right now is on BakerySwap. And down here is the Bake that I've been farming on Bakery over the last week. And I can harvest this Bake at any time. Down here, you've got the total Bake supply. Right now, it's sitting at around 150 million Bake. But there is a burning mechanism to Bake. As you can see here, this is the amount of Bake is to be burned, and this is the amount of Bake that has already been burned. And of course, that will make the total supply go down. So even though Bake is inflationary in some ways, they also have built in a deflationary burning mechanism for it. So let's look at the different options here. Of course, you've got the exchange where you can trade one token for another, BNB obviously. Now, I would say this section here is where Cake right now has the major advantage over BakerySwap, just in terms of the amount of different coins that they have in terms of options for swapping on the exchange. But as you can see, they've got some major ones. They've got Chainlink, they've got ETH, they've got DOT, USDT, of course. They've got some cool projects from the BSC world, like the insurance coin SOT and the Oracle coin Berry. They just added Anchor because they just partnered with them on a pretty cool ETH 2.0 staking initiative. But yes, like all other DEXs, you can come here and exchange the tokens that they have available to you. And they have the pool options too. You can add liquidity to any of those tokens. And that's what I've done. So I've added liquidity, and these are their farming pools. So as you can see, you can add liquidity to the exchange, use your LP tokens here, and earn these rate of returns. So right now, if you deposit Bake and Berry, for example, put the LP tokens here, you will earn Bake back at a rate of 93 APY per year. And again, more concentrated, less options in terms of farming pools, but they are ever changing and very decent returns on the ones that they do have. Then they also have these earn Bake ones. So I'm participating in this one here, which is the bread pool. I've staked some Bake and I earn Bake back at a rate at 21%. And I'm also in the donut pool right now, so I put liquidity for Bake and BNB, and then I put my LP tokens in here. And so I am getting a rate of 140% for being a liquidity provider for some Bake and BNB. And so because I'm in those pools, that's why on the homepage, this is the Bake here that I am earning for those two pools. And this is kind of cool. And this is kind of what I think makes BakerySwap different from PancakeSwap right now, is that they are heavy into NFTs. They've got a lot of cool NFT stuff on their site, including farming pools for NFTs. So here you can farm Bake, and then you can earn back the Xmas Hats NFT. But they also have a full NFT supermarket on the site. As you can see here, a whole bunch of NFTs here in the supermarket, and you pay Bake to buy the NFTs. So right now they have more than 3,600 artworks on their NFT market, which is a Binance Smart Chain record. And soon they're going to be adding that you can use your Bake to push your artwork up to the top of the homepage, because that is so many to browse through. Now that will be another utility for Bake, as people can use their Bake to get more exposure for their NFTs. Another major thing they do is they have a launch pad here. They launch both NFTs and other projects. So this is what I was talking about in terms of their partnership with Anchor. So now you can farm with the ETH that you're staking for ETH 2.0. You can get LP tokens that you can farm here on BakerySwap. So that's a pretty cool add-on that they just launched not too long ago. All right, now one of the reasons I wanted to do BakerySwap right now is because with this Binance Smart Chain dip recently, there are some good opportunities to get in on some of these Binance Smart Chain projects. And I think Bakery token, the Bake token, could be one of those. So let's look at the tokenomics here. So it's sitting in at $1.16 right now, which is actually up from today. So in the last 24 hours, it went all the way down to $1 basically, and now it's back up to $1.15, but that is still way down from its all-time high of $2.79. As we can see here, this is the max chart for Bake. And it did launch. As I told you, it was the first DEX to launch on Binance Smart Chain. Really early they launched. And you can see it came out of the gate around 7 cents, and it had some action here early on in its existence. But then, Binance Smart Chain was really kind of nothing for a while, a couple of months. People did not talk about it. They were not really thinking about it. And there was not much price movement until January. So from January, it has gone from about 4 cents. It hit that all-time high of 279 and is now back down at a reasonable range around 116. So definitely, if you see this parabolic rise here from 40 cents to 266, you don't want to be chasing parabolic rises like that. But now that it's had quite a nice pullback, this is when you might want to consider jumping into a project like that. So this is kind of what you're looking for in terms of a chart. You don't want to be chasing here, guys, when it's just going straight up. Okay, just be really careful about chasing projects that are just going straight up like that. Chances are there will be a dip. There will be an opportunity for you to come in. Now, when that is, that's totally up to you. As you know, Cryptowise is not financial advice. I repeat, Cryptowise, it's not financial advice. We're just a couple of guys talking crypto. But for you Cryptowisers who have not got into the Binance Smart Chain yet, like a bunch of other projects, Bake has dropped off a much more reasonable entry point now than when it was just going straight up. One of the things I also like about Bake is that it is already listed on Binance. Obviously, that's huge. That's a big plus for Bake. Not only that, but it has recently been listed on Gate.io exchange. So that's another plus. So you always want to make sure that there is good volume, that there's liquidity in these projects. If you invest in them and you need to get out, you want to be able to make sure that you can get your liquidity out if you need it. And Bake being on Binance, not anything you need to worry about. Obviously here, last 24 hours, over 21 million in volume. Now, I gotta say, when I was looking into Bake, I think the number one thing that I was most impressed with is its community. Okay, not only did we have a ton of Cryptowisers when we started talking about Binance Smart Chain saying, talk about Bake, what about BakerySwap Bake, as I showed you, but they have over 57,000 followers on Twitter. They have almost 25,000 followers on Telegram. Those are some pretty major numbers. Very impressed by the community that has been created around BakerySwap. Obviously, the project's got to be great, but once you identify a project and you decide whether it's a project you think is good or not, community is very important in the crypto space because that loyal following, that's what keeps project going. They spread the word for the project, and the bakery community seems to be very, very passionate as I have seen in the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. And trust me, there are some passionate communities in that ecosystem. Well, Cryptowisers, what a difference a day makes. Yikes. I usually make my videos in one day, but yesterday I could not finish this video, and so I am finishing it off today. And wow, these are choppy waters, my friends. We lost over $1 billion in liquidity in the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem overnight. And that has affected most Binance Smart Chain projects, including the one we're talking about, BakerySwap, the Bake token, now down to 86 cents. But I am actually really glad that this happened. Obviously not for all my Cryptowisers who are already in Bake. I never like to see my Cryptowisers lose money, but it's a perfect example of how you have to have a strategy in crypto. You have to stick to your strategy and not change it willy-nilly based on short-term price fluctuation. And my personal strategy, I've been saying it for weeks now, I think Binance Smart Chain has another leg up. Now, we've seen 3 legs down since I've said that, and I am with you guys, okay? I am heavily invested in a lot of Binance Smart Chain platforms right now. My portfolio is taking a beating, but no, I am not changing my strategy. I still believe in the projects I believe in. I still think we're in a bull market. And if we are, Ethereum's problems are not going away tomorrow. And so I do think Binance Smart Chain and everything that is being built on it and for it is going to have another pump to the upside. So to me, with the project we're talking about today, Bake, I like it as a diversification project for myself. Okay, I'm pretty much already in the big boys of the space. I'm in Venus, I'm in PancakeSwap, I'm in AutoFarm, I'm in Cryptos. But all these platforms are risky, and therefore I don't like having all my money on one platform. I'm going to diversify my risk as well as diversifying my investment in the different potentials that each of these platforms have. So for BakerySwap, I'm not expecting them to really compete from a liquidity standpoint with PancakeSwap. Could it happen? Sure. But I don't think they need to give this project its value. I like seeing choices on the market. So every major chain, I think, needs competition within the various utilities. So for DEXs, I want to see a handful of great DEXs to give people options, keep the teams honest, keep them innovating, keep them fighting for our liquidity, for our attention. And the things I like for BakerySwap are they got in on Binance early. They're not just jumping on the bandwagon trend. I give them props for that. I love how they're leaning towards the NFT market. NFTs are huge right now. I think they're only going to get bigger. So I love a DEX that is incorporating NFTs in the creative ways that Bakery is. I love that they're launching NFTs as part of their launch pad, as well as other projects. I like that they have some different projects on here, different partnerships than PancakeSwap. They've obviously got the crossover, but they also have a few of their own, which again brings more choice into the market. The other thing I want to point out for you guys, for all DEXs, most of them at the very least, all the ones I know about, you can create a pool yourself. So if you came here to BakerySwap and you have a ton of one token and you're like, you know what, I'm going to start a pool myself. You could come on here and you see that it's not on BakerySwap. You could start the pool yourself. All you would need is the equivalent amount of Bake as the other token to launch the pool. And to be honest, that is one thing I'm a little bit disappointed in with the community, because they have a huge community behind them, and yet the options for the exchange aren't that amazing. If the community really wanted to support BakerySwap, I would love to see them creating way more liquidity pools on the platform. That said, having used the platform for over a week now, in terms of design, in terms of usability, I've had no issues with it whatsoever. Obviously, my heart breaks a little bit every time I see the price plunge. But as I said, I am a long-time crypto investor. I have been through this a million times. I don't let the price fluctuation affect me too much up or down. If it really affects you, if it's stressing you out, either you gotta change your strategy because it means you're not keeping enough off the table to get in on these dips, or crypto might not be for you, and it's not for everyone. Anyway, guys, that is my look at BakerySwap. I like it as part of a diversified portfolio for me in my Binance Smart Chain investments. And from an investment point of view, I think Binance Smart Chain right now should look a lot better to people than it did about a week ago when we were just going parabolic. You also don't necessarily want to catch a falling knife. You might want to wait for it to settle, find a level that it's going to start consolidating at. Once we have found that lower level, I will be definitely putting more money into the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, all my favorite projects, because I really believe that we have not seen the peak for Binance Smart Chain yet. But of course, I could be wrong. They could all go to zero tomorrow. That is the risk, and it's also the fun of crypto. But for all you bake heads out there, I hope you're happy that we covered Bake finally on the channel. And for all my other Cryptowisers, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about BakerySwap today. Before you take off, would you do Milty a favor and subscribe to the channel? Make sure you hit that notification bell, of course, because you'll want to be notified every time we publish a new video. And if you found this video valuable, please smash that like button. Give Milty the old thumbs up. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, until next time, I'm Milton saying over and out.